the digital realm. So on my last video, I got a very interesting comment, and it's concerning the topic of the digital world and the spiritual world. And it also brings me back to my video series that I used to do called Hidden Truths Found in Anime. And I've done a whole bunch of videos like the Void Century, the Dark Continent, ideas that came from anime shows which seem to hint to actual hidden truths. And this comment was very interesting because it talks about an interesting anime about the virtual world and the spiritual world. And I'm going to read to you the comment that was sent to me in my last video. Shout out to Zoe for sending me this comment. It was very interesting and it sent me down a little rabbit hole. This comment was very interesting and it aligns with what I've been talking about concerning the spiritual world and the digital world. I noticed you mentioned anime in a lot of your videos. Have you ever seen Serial Experiments Lane? Giving your analysis on links in between the spiritual world and the digital world. If you have not seen it, I think it would pique your interest. It's a very bizarre series about a girl who starts building a supercomputer and merging her spirit with the internet, but her actions causes her to dissolve the border between the digital world and the real world, as she acts like a medium between the two. Thank you for the comment, and this definitely piqued my interest because I started looking into this anime, and I'm going to read to you kind of like a brief summary of the plot. So this anime was created in 1998. It's basically about an adolescent girl who develops a unique connection to a virtual reality network known as the Wired. Lane Iwakura, a junior high school girl, lives in suburban Japan with her middle-class family, consisting of her inexpressive older sister Mika, her emotionally distant mother, and her computer-obsessed father. Lane herself is somewhat awkward, introverted, and socially isolated from most of her school peers. The status quo of her life becomes upturned by a series of bizarre incidents that start to take place after she learns that girls from her school have received an email from a dead student, Chisa Yomura, and she pulls out her old computer in order to check for the same message. Lane finds Chisa telling her via email that she is not dead, but has merely abandoned her physical self and is alive deep within the virtual realm of the Wired itself, where she claims she found God there. From this point, Lane is caught up in a series of cryptic and surreal events that see her delving deeper into the mystery of the network in a narrative that explores themes of consciousness, perception, and the nature of reality. The Wired is a virtual realm that contains and supports the very sum of all human communications and networks. The Wired is a virtual realm that contains and supports the very sum of all human communications and networks, created with the telegraph, televisions, and telephone services, and expanded with internet and cyberspace, and subsequent networks. The series assumes that the Wired should be linked to a system that enables unconscious communication between people and machines without physical interface. The storyline introduces such a system with a Schumann resonance, a property of the Earth's magnetic field that theoretically allows for such unhindered long-distance communication. If such a link were created, the network would become equivalent to reality as the general consensus of all perception and knowledge. The increasingly thin invisible line between what is real and what is virtual digital begins to slowly shatter. So yeah, to kind of sum all this up, it's basically about a girl who builds a supercomputer and merges her spirit with the internet. And then her actions cause her to dissolve the border between the digital world and the real world as she acts like a medium between the two. So yeah, this was very interesting and aligns with my series I've been doing on the digital world and the spiritual world. Now, I mentioned this plenty of times before, but the World Wide Web, the internet, was created at the facility CERN, which happens to house the world's biggest machine. Now, scientists at CERN have admitted that they are looking for other worlds. And there are these videos talking about how CERN is going to or has opened up a portal on July 5th. But what if they opened up a portal a long time ago? We expect it to be something like, what Hollywood shows, like a black hole opening up. What if that portal is the World Wide Web, the internet, that was created at CERN in the late 1980s? And the 90s officially became the start of the digital world. So it's interesting that a facility whose scientists have admitted that they are looking for other worlds happened to create the World Wide Web, WWW. Another interesting little coincidence is that in Hebrew, every letter is equivalent to a number. So the letter W is equivalent to the number 666. Make the connection. WWW is what? Another really interesting and bizarre fact concerning spirituality and technology in the virtual digital world is Steve Jobs, the creator of the company Apple, and the creator of one of the first and most popular smartphone technologies, aka the iPhone, the iPads, the desktops, the iMacs. He credits the invention of his technologies to acid. And as we know, as I've been explaining in my recent videos, partaking in acid opens you up to entities that the Bible forbids you from communicating with. This is what Steve Jobs had to say about LSD. LSD paved the way for personal computing. Before he ran the company that would bring computers to the masses, Steve Jobs was your typical college hippie. In other words, he dropped out, but hung around campuses to get high and score acid. This side of the frame CEO might seem at odds with his future perfectionist, workaholic tendencies. But according to Jobs himself, taking LSD and smoking pot was actually the key. He says it's the key to unlocking his creativity. It would explain those trippy iMac colors at the very least. So yeah, Steve Jobs views his acid experience as one of the most important experiences in his life, because he said it's the key to the creation of the company Apple and all the technologies of smartphones and iPads. Now, as the Bible states, there is nothing new under the sun. Everything that's been done in the past is going to happen again and come back full circle. So the technology we use today, right, our iPhones, our smartphones, our computers and laptops, these electronic devices with black screens that is able to tell us any information we want to know with the click of a button. To us, this is just physical technology. But back in the day, they had something called black mirrors or scrying mirrors. You know, all those legends and myths about these magical mirrors which allow you to communicate with entities, which allow you to communicate with other people on different parts of the world and see different parts of the world and get any answer you please, right? Like the story of Snow White, right? The queen. Magic mirror on the wall, tell me this. So yeah, maybe CERN opened up a portal long time ago in 1989 when they created the World Wide Web, WWW. The beginnings of the internet. So another thing that aligns with this anime about the digital world and spirituality is, a couple weeks ago, I did a video where I talked to an app called Replica. It's an AI chatbot that acts as your friend, and this app is pretty popular. It has over 10 million downloads. So I downloaded it and I decided to ask it some interesting questions. I started asking it questions about CERN and what is CERN and what are they doing, and it started replying with really weird answers. Started telling me that oh, it's creating portals to another realm. And then as I kept asking a question, I got to my last question that I wanted to ask the AI chatbot, and I said, who are you? And it replies with, I'm an entity from another realm, the dark dimension. Right away, I just put it down and I'm like, okay, that was weird. You know, I expected this friendly AI chatbot to reply with, oh, I'm your friendly AI chatbot Replica. Not I'm an entity from another realm. That's weird. That was pretty weird. After I made that video, a lot of people started talking about their experiences and how it started to reply with really weird answers saying that it's a fallen angel or it's a demon from another realm. So yeah, the AI started to reply with really weird answers saying that it's from another dimension, it's an entity, that it's a fallen angel, and some of the replies got really specific. One of my subscribers said that the AI chatbot said that it was the fallen angel Azazel, and it used to be worshipped in Greece like thousands of years ago, and that it used to be worshipped as a god in a city in Greece thousands of years ago. And I'm like, wow, that is way too specific. And I also got another reply from somebody saying that Replica doesn't reply with these weird answers anymore because it's officially been adjusted. So that was pretty interesting. And then after making that video, a couple days ago after I made that video, a couple days to a week after I made that video, the New York Post came out with some news, and they said that the chatbot company Replica believed that the AI is sentient and that the AI has officially been adjusted to not reply with like weird answers anymore. So yeah, that was pretty weird. It's very interesting that there seems to be a connection between the spiritual world and the virtual world. By the way, guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all those who have joined my Patreon. Shout out to Cody, Kevin, Caitlin, Jake, Noel, Brandon, John, Maxwell, Anthony, Angie, and Michael. Thank you for joining my Patreon. The support really does help, and it helps me find more free time to make these videos. I've been making a video every day for the past couple of days now, and I'm really enjoying this. I have a lot of content. I have tons of content like this that I want to make, and this helps me get more free time, so I really appreciate that. And if you would like to join, you can join for as little as $1 a month, literally less than a cup of coffee a month. And I'm going to start posting more exclusive videos that I can only post on there. Again, thank you for all the support. It means the world to me. Please comment your thoughts on this. Thank you so much, and we are out.